everyone, welcome back to my channel and thank you as always for watching. So today I'm going to be doing something that's classic, pretty, natural, with just a touch of glam. I get requests all the time for my sort of everyday, naturally pretty daytime looks. So I wanted to do something where I incorporated eyeshadow and eyeliner since I don't do that too often. And this is a classic look. Anybody can wear it pretty much for any occasion. So if you want to see how I achieved this look, keep watching. To begin, I'm going to prep my skin with the Murad Invisiblur Perfecting Shield. This is sort of an all-in-one product. It's a lightweight primer for my makeup. It has an SPF 30 and it also has anti-aging properties, so it's a little bit of a treatment under my makeup too. A lot of you probably remember when it first came out, I was raving about this, so it's definitely one of my favorites. So I'm just going to pump that out, and just with my fingers, I'm just going to pat that into my skin. Now for a natural, pretty daytime look like this, you want it to be a little bit glam, but you want to keep it looking really natural and very lightweight. So two options that I would recommend for the foundation. If you don't need a whole lot of coverage, if you're not dealing with breakouts or any kind of redness or anything, the NARS skin tint is a really good option because it does cover well, but it's very, very lightweight. It's similar to like a BB cream, but the finish is a very lightweight and natural matte. The other option is if you need a little bit more coverage, it's the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. This stuff covers so well, but it still looks like skin. It's never heavy. So since I am dealing with some breakouts down here, I'm gonna go with the Too Faced Born This Way for a little bit of extra coverage. And as usual, I'm going in with my Beauty Blender, damp Beauty Blender, and I'm just going to start stippling this into my skin. And my shade in the Born This Way foundation is Sand. It's pretty much a perfect match for my skin. Next up, you guys know the drill. I'm gonna go in with my NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in Ginger. And I've said it 100 times, but this is really important for some people. Ginger has a nice peachy apricot undertone to it. So if you have any kind of darkness under your eyes, this tone will sort of cancel that out. And it does a pretty good job of brightening as well. So I'm just going to add that directly under my eyes and around my mouth as well. Just anywhere that you want to brighten up a little bit, typically the center of your face. Now going back with that Beauty Blender, I'm going to use a pointed end and just go in and blend this all out and instantly get that nice coverage with any kind of darkness under my eyes. And now for the contour, I'm gonna take a stick foundation, a nice creamy formula. This is the Makeup Forever Ultra HD stick foundation in Y505. It's about, I wanna say 4 shades darker than my complexion. So I'm just going to apply that at the hollows of my cheeks, a little bit along my hairline, and then of course the tip of my nose. So again, back with the Beauty Blender, I'm gonna go in with that round end again and just blend this out for a soft contour that's just gonna add a bit of warmth to my face and make it look not so one-dimensional just with foundation. Next up for this daytime look, I'm going to apply a matte pink blush. This is Technicolor by LORAC. It's pretty new, and I think you guys have seen me use it before. It is such a pretty color. This has the perfect peachy pink tone to it, and the fact that it's matte just makes it perfect for a more natural look. Now to sort of pull this whole look together, I'm going to apply a highlighter, but I'm going to apply something kind of new, at least new for me. I picked this up. It is the Tom Ford Skin Illuminating Powder Duo. It might look like it's like a highlight and contour duo, but it's not. You're supposed to take kind of a dense brush and swirl the two together for just sort of one color as opposed to using them independently. So I'm just going to mix the two up. And this highlight is gonna be sort of an all over, just bronzy, glowy veil over my skin. So I'm just going to generously apply to my typical highlight areas, but also with whatever's left on the brush, just kind of move it across my whole face, just one quick swipe. So that does it for the face. Like I said, soft and simple, and now I'm ready to move on to the eyes. So the eyeshadow base that I'm applying with my finger is the Benefit Stay Don't Stray Primer. I use this one a lot because it has a nice light matte tone to it. And I prefer applying with my finger just because the warmth of the skin to skin contact just makes it blend in a lot better. For the shadows, I'm using the LORAC Pro palette number 2. It's just got a nice range of colors for a daytime look. So the first color I'm gonna use is this one up here. It's called Buff, soft vanilla shade, and it's matte. This is gonna go above my brow bone, just sort of preparing my lids to blend with some darker shades. Now with the same blending brush, I'm gonna go into light brown here. It's just a really light, again, matte transition color. So this is gonna go into my crease, focusing mostly on the outer corner here. So I'm starting from the outer edge and just sort of working my way in small circular motions. So now with a smaller and more dense brush, I'm gonna dip into Cocoa here. It's just a really nice, rich, slightly shimmery brown color. It's a little bit darker brown. So now with Cocoa, I'm going to start at the outer part of my crease and then just sort of first place the color in this C formation. And basically what I'm doing with this is contouring my eyes a little. And then going back with that blending brush, I'm just gonna blend it out and just make it look softer. So again, same thing on the other side, just patting that color in. Beginning at the outer edge of the lid and then crossing up and over into the crease. And then stopping just about halfway. So now I want to add a pop of shimmer to the lids, and I definitely want to use a rose gold tone. I think it's perfect for the daytime. And the color that I'm going to use is called Rosé here. So taking that flat brush, I'm going to pat this into the center of my lid and leave some room for blending because that definitely has to happen. And again, just patting that in. So now going back into that first blending brush, I'm just going to very carefully blend that rose gold color with the darker shades. And now for even more highlights, since this is a daytime look, I kind of want to amp it up a little bit. Again, I'm going to take a flat brush and I'm going to dip into a lighter pale shimmery color. I can't actually decide between Snow and Beige, so I'm going to mix them together. I'm just going to grab a little bit of each. And this is gonna go right at the very inner corners of my eyes. Now, like I said, this is a soft, pretty, natural daytime look, but I do wanna add just a touch of glam to this, so I'm going in with a liquid liner. You guys know how nervous this makes me, so wish me luck. So I'm going to anchor my pinky right about here, the top of my cheekbone, and then starting at the inner corner, just draw a very conservative line all the way across. I don't want this to be a thick line. Gosh, I have to remember to breathe when I do this. Woo! But like I said, it's a very thin line. I don't want this to be a crazy winged liner. I'm mostly just wanting to, first of all, darken up my lash line and just make it look a little more polished. So now that I've reached the end here, I'm just gonna create a very small wing, a little kitten flick. Like I said, very conservative line. It's actually more difficult to do a skinnier line as opposed to like a more dramatic winged liner, just because it's easier to like draw more than draw less, so yeah. Moving on to the other eye. Again, starting at the very inner corner, just sort of defining it. Little careful strokes. And again, just a very small kitten flick. And now for my mascara, I'm gonna be using the Eyeko Rock Out and Lash Out mascara. And I'm just going to work that through my lashes from the base all the way to the ends. And I'm also going to hit those bottom lashes. And since it has this little ball at the end, it makes it really easy to do the bottom lashes. So for a polished and pretty look like this, I definitely want to work on my brows just a little bit. I'm going to take my Arch Brow Sculpting Pencil by Hourglass. This is one of my favorites. And first I'm going to brush out my brows and then just very lightly fill them in. Just hitting those bald spots and just slightly thickening up my brows. Finally, for the lips, I'm going to start out with a Rosé Nude lip liner. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Lip Cheat in Iconic Nude. And I'm just going to lightly contour my lips with this. Next up, I'm going in with this Bite Beauty lipstick. It's called Sugarcane, and it's a very creamy formula, perfect for the daytime. So I'm just gonna apply that directly. And finally, to amp it up just a little bit, I'm going in with another pink gloss. This is a really opaque gloss. It just adds a little touch of glam to the look. So I'm just going to apply that over the lipstick. And that completes this look. Again, this is a naturally pretty daytime look with just a touch of glam. It's definitely one of my favorites. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give the video a thumbs up. I'll see you guys very soon.